Okay, we're on to stage two, step two, which is we're going to mix all the ingredients together. So this morning we fed our sourdough starter, and as you can probably see by the band on the side, it's actually more than doubled in size there, which is good. It's exactly what we want, telling us that the starter is nice and active and it's nice and bubbly on the inside, which is exactly what we need because this is our powerhouse. All right, Daisy, that's my dog. She's just decided to play with the ball when I'm doing a video. It's all impromptu, all this stuff, isn't it? I've just got to adapt and move on. So yeah, it's nice and bubbly. This is our powerhouse. This is our yeast, which is going to do the job for us. The rest of it, it's just, you know, it's just simple ingredients that we're going to put together. So we want 70 grams. So let's do that. 70 grams of starter in the bowl. I can't remember whether I've said this or not, but anyway, it's a 2 litre bowl. That's quite important actually. I'll come on to that in a second. Let's just get the starter in first. 70 exactly. Hey, how about that? So basically what I've took out, I'm going to put back in, but I'm not going to do it now. So I can leave that for the time being and I'll come back to that and I'll replenish what I've taken out. That's the whole point of making something that you can use, replenish and then move on. So there we go. Let's zero the scales. That's 70 gram of starter in there. Brilliant, just what we need. Next thing we're going to add is our water. Now we're going to add water and salt. Whether you put the salt in first or water in first and then the salt, or you put the flour in and then add the salt and the flour, it makes no difference. All we're going to do now, like I say, is starter is the main one that goes in first, and then the water. Let's get that in. I probably wouldn't put salt directly on the top of that, so just kind of rewind what I've said there. But what I would do is, or what I'm going to do is put salt in now. So we want 350 grams of water. All right, Daisy, she's playing between my legs at the minute. Daisy, she's in now between my socks, I think. What are you doing, Daisy? So about 320. I want to get this right because it is quite important, the amount of water that you put in. We don't want it to be too wet or anything. This is kind of a bit which is the important part of the recipe. It's over by 1 gram. I'm not fussed by that. And all I'm going to do now is just give that a little stir around, which is fine. You know, you're not going to mix it in. It's not going to dissolve. We're just agitating it. That's all we're doing. Brilliant. So that's our water in there. I'm going to zero that. And the next stage is we're going to add our salt. We're going to add to this 10 grams of salt. As you get by most of my recipes by now, 10 is about the amount that you add for 500 grams of flour, which I'm giving away the next bit, but there we go. So 10 grams of salt. Now it's different when you add in to water as adding flour, because if you put a bit too much on top of flour, you can always pick it off. Once it's in the water, you're stuffed really. So let's kind of get that bit right. Let's get that bit right, shall we? 10 grams, how about that? How about that? Brilliant. Give that a little stir, why not? Might as well. We're here. It's not going to hurt, is it? Going to zero again. So up to now, nothing has been difficult. I'm hoping it hasn't. The only difficult thing, the scales didn't work that well this morning. I'm keeping everything concise. I promise you, didn't I? So here we go. We're going to put 500 grams of our Canadian strong white flour in there. So let's go. We've got 200. We've got 340-ish. 400, and let's just, now we're at the business end of getting the scales right. I'm just going to shake that in just till we get it where we need it to be. That would be helpful if we get it in. Come on, there we go. 494, 7, 8. I'm just being careful. There we go. 500. Come on. 500 grams. Blob on the money. And that's it. Now all we're going to do, I can lose my scales. And all I'm going to do now, so starter, water, salt, flour. We're just going to mix it. So just get around the edges of the bowl, just mix it in. And all we're doing is we're combining the flour and the water together, and obviously the other bits in there, the starter and the salt, and we're just going to form a rough shaggy dough. That's all we're going to do. We're not kneading it, we're not making it pretty. In fact, I can guarantee you it's not pretty. That's the only thing I can guarantee. And we're just bringing it together till that flour is taken up from the bottom. I've got some sticky bits there, and I'm just taking that, making that into a rough dough, and it is rough, very rough. And I'll show you kind of at this stage where we're at. So most of the flour, dry flour, has gone there, and that just looks like a sticky shaggy dough, which is no good to anyone really, is it? Or is it? Well, we'll soon find out, won't we? So I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to put that bit in because it did jump out. Not that it's going to make the world of difference, but you know, we might as well be clean and tidy while we're at it. That's it. So I'm going to get myself a little tea towel. I'm going to dry my hands, clean my hands off, and then I'm going to show you the dough. Show me the dough. There's the dough. Right shaggy mess in there. That's all it is. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a shower cap. I'm going to cover that, and I'm going to leave it in the front room or somewhere where it's, you know, room temperature between 18 and 20 degrees ideal, because now we've got the starter in there. We don't want to leave it cold. We want everything to start working, and I'm going to leave it there for 1 hour. 1 hour. Then we'll come back and we'll look at the next stage. So that is stage number 2. We've formed our rough shaggy dough. Tick. Done. Easy. Agreed? Brilliant. Okay, see you back in an hour.